I believe this is going to be Stella Sora's first ever literal wheelchair unit. Hey guys, MrPokke here. So today we're just going to be talking quickly about Sparkla, the latest Vanguard Terra DPS that's going to be coming to Stella Sora. As of this current moment, she has two different build paths, one on-field machine gun DPS as well as one off-field cannon mark DPS. So for the main DPS on-field build, which is going to be the Pew Pew wheelchair, you want to focus on the Gatling gun by holding the skill and activate the Bunny Rapid Fire mode. And after activating this, you can use this skill 3 times in a single 1 skill press, and every skill activation will have a 3-second cooldown. And another way you can play is pretty much going to be an all-field cannon mark DPS using Exuplosion. So just like a Jerry, which is going to be the other Terra mark unit, she sits back and shoots cannons, and like any other mark team, you want to just throw as many cooldowns as you have, and you only need to care about Corona's Vials placement, and Sparkla can pretty much just use it anywhere. So just really quickly at this point, is she going to be better than Jerry in a mark team? So at this point, you probably will be wondering, is Sparkla going to be better than Jerry in a mark team? So I would say if both of them have 0 dupes, then Sparkla has an edge due to her not needing to move, which is really good for a lot of casuals as well as players who want to just play the auto play button, such as for example myself. However, due to Jerry being a standard character where every players you could theoretically lose to Jerry in your pools, she could potentially out DPS Sparkla. However, it would require really good placements on Jerry's skills. So if a bosses that move around very frequently and gets out of range for your Jerry skill, it's gonna lead to a huge DPS loss, which is not something that Sparkla actually needs to care about. So I would say for a lot of players who are playing the mark DPS and don't really want to worry about the placements for the highest possible amount of damage, especially if you're gonna be at just 0 dupes, then Sparkla is gonna be pretty much a slight upgrade over Jerry in this regard, right? So for the emblems for mark DPS is gonna be as follows: level 70 with Terra Mark, Mark Crit, and Terra Pen, level 80 being Terra Mark, Mark Crit plus 3 support skill, as well as Terra Pen once again, and then level 90 is gonna be a Terra Mark with Artisan's Pride plus 3 as well as a Bunny Blitz plus 3. If you are not gonna be using her for mark DPS subfield, you can actually run Sparkla on field, and the build is gonna be shown as follows, with once again focus on Terra Pen, additional crit rate, skill damage for both 70 and 80, and then for 90 you want to focus on Hover Rail Volley plus 3, Harmonic Barrage plus 3, as well as Clockwork Resonance or Leap Barrage plus 3. So with that being established, her overall dupes is actually going to be not too shabby. For the very first dupe for T1, if you want to increase the mark damage, this is going to be a pretty considerable upgrade, but it is not super important. For the tier 2, it's going to be where you transform a Pew Pew into Bang Bang, which is extremely good for your on-field DPS. And then tier 3 is going to be just giving you a decent amount of attack for both mark DPS as well as on-field DPS, so it's a decent enough damage boost. And then tier 4 is going to be good boost for once again both builds, which is very similar to tier 3 but just a higher degree of multipliers. And then very last tier 5 is going to be a lot more personal damage, especially against those harder content bosses. So in conclusion, I would just say that you can see over here, my Jerry is going to be already on Talent 2 because of the time we actually lost ourselves to the 50-50. But if you're going to be going for Sparkla over here, Talent 1 is going to be a pretty decent upgrade, especially for Terra Mark teams if you're going to be using her as a Jerry replacement. If you do not want to run her in a Mark team, you could consider going for Talent 2 so as to increase the skill damage, which basically makes her a lot stronger as a on-field main DPS. Now, when it comes to Sparkla's disc, Little Paradise, this will increase the skill damage by an absolutely whopping amount, which you can see over here, as well as giving you vulnerability as well as crit damage. So I would say this is a very nice disc to consider if you're going to be using her as an on-field main DPS. Other than that, if you do not want to use the brand new limited disc, you can actually go for the event disc instead, which is going to be the Touch of Miracle that everybody can actually access. If you do not want to go for the brand new limited disc, you can actually use the event disc Touch of Miracle, which can also increase your skill damage as well as attack percent. I would say for free to play as well as even potentially light spenders, this is a really good alternative if you want to save up on those additional disc summons. Other than this particular disc, we also have a lot of other different choices. For example, Jerry's disc does give you additional skill damage buff when you trigger Terra Mark, which is going to be a pretty decent side grade. If you do not want to use that disc, then Nazuna's disc Claw the call is actually going to be quite nice as well, because the target will take more Terra damage when triggering Terra Mark. So as long as you're going to be able to inflict this upon an enemy, then either Jerry or Nazna is going to be very, very viable. Other discs are pretty much whatever and can be just slaughtered as support discs instead. So just a quick little addition, this is basically the performance I found with myself running the Lady Dust, or running the best record of 45,000 using the traditional Nazna Mark team featuring Jerry as well as Springfield Coronas. I'm just gonna go ahead and try this run once again to see how this is going to be cooking as a live demonstration, but this is just going to be purely done with full auto, because I'm not going to be too brought up with the perfect rotation and everything. Right? So the way this plays is essentially you want to use her as a literal wheelchair during the main DPS, and can continuously keep shooting on your damage as a ranged DPS over here, and walking away from the line of damage from the enemy. And because she's going to be ranged, it's actually pretty nice to just keep running her at a very, very safe distance right here. And over here, we're just gonna lead to a lot of our other DPS doing the AI damage, so there's not too much micromanagement that's gonna be required for my part, which I would say is gonna be a very, very, very nice upgrade for the casual players like myself running full auto, right? So this is gonna lead to a weakness break very, very soon. Just gonna stand here in one corner, and then we are gonna begin the break here. Then we're just gonna slam out all of our damage. And then bro is about to recover in just a second. Hopefully I can squeeze out the ultimate. Okay, I unfortunately didn't really get an ultimate there. Alright, Springfield Coronas. We'll apply our Vow. Very, very nice animations there. I'm just basically moving around, and I don't really need to do anything else, because the wheelchair unit literally is just doing wheelchair unit things by shooting out all her damage. Then this is gonna be her ultimate animation. Summons the bunny. Very, very good. So you literally fall asleep while you let your bunny do the damage. And yeah, she does have a second part of the ultimate animation, which I thought it was really, really cute. So from this point on, we can kind of just get over here, and we do a little bit more AoE with Nazuna. And then we do get ourselves a weakness break. So we're just going to repeat everything all over again. So once the skill damage is going to be on cooldown, that's when our damage will fall off a little bit. But it is not that far off a damage downtime anyways. So it's going to be okay. I'm trying to keep myself like a little bit healthy here, because we're taking a little bit of damage. Oh shit. Okay. Just dodge a little bit. Try to dodge that a little bit. Okay, we do get ourselves the ultimate here. I really just... Oh, I unfortunately did not dodge that. Okay, that is a generational amount of damage. Waiting for our weakness break. We're just gonna shoot out all the goons here. Dodge away from the green balls. Oh shit. Okay, unfortunately that was nuclear skill issue. Wait, we do get ourselves back up immediately, which is kind of crazy. But it is definitely quite a bit of skill issue on my end. I'm trying to get out my next break if possible here. Oh shit. Last 8 seconds. I don't think I'm gonna be able to quite get it. So that is gonna be my casual performance running this full AI as a complete casual gamer, in contrast to a more min-max tryhard performance running with Jerry. But everything was gonna be done with full auto, and she quite literally just wheelchaired my team all the way across to the 7 stars. So if you're gonna be going for the 7-star clear, then I would say that this team is definitely gonna be viable enough for you guys, right? Then my personal build that I'm gonna be running on for this particular record, you can see over here, we're gonna be going for the bunny ear volley with click clack echoes. Then we get both the hover rail volley as well as harmonic barrage, because we are gonna be using her as a main DPS right on field. And then Nazuna as well as Springfield Corona is just gonna be doing their standard support build. If you're gonna be going for the Mark build, you could consider swapping these two out. So your Gary is going to be essentially replaced by your Sparkla, but because my Gary's dupe is going to be a T2, So with that, we've pretty much come to the end of a very quick little Sparkla guide for you guys. If you're going to be running her as a main DPS or as a all-field Terra Mark DPS for you guys to consider. I think for now, she definitely still has a little bit more room to improve because she hasn't really broken out from the current matrix where you want to use your Terra units. It's Mark with Nazuna. But in the future, if we have other skill DPS units that can boost her skill DPS on a main DPS. So for example, she's right now going to be our main DPS running skill. But if we have other supports that boost this capability even further, I would say that she definitely has a lot more room to grow going forward in the future, right? So let me know what you guys think and thoughts and comments down below. Word of the day is going to be wheelchair. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord. Use code POKE to gamers up. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.